Once upon a time, a hideous ogre named Shrek emerged from the depths of the nearby swamp. The foul beast terrorized the lands, and news soon spread that he had taken something, or rather someone, of immeasurable value. The Princess Fiona, betrothed to Lord Farquaad, was kidnapped from her tower one fateful night by Shrek and taken back to his lair in the forsaken swamps. The Lord, in his desperation, had issued a bounty, a call that resonated through the land, beckoning heroes and fortune seekers alike. The reward was what led us to this point. Armed with nothing but our courage and the tales of those who had ventured before, we, a band of determined men, stood ready to plunge into the heart of darkness, to face the ogre and reclaim the lost princess. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and unspoken fears as we prepared to enter Shrek's domain, not knowing what horrors or wonders awaited us in the shadowy depths of his swamp. As our friends had warned us, danger always lurked in the dark. The ogre's attack dog Donkey jumped us and took down one of our men, but I would make sure blood was paid in kind. The beast was so engrossed in its kill that it did not see me coming. My blade found its mark, slicing through the thick hide and into the flesh beneath. Victory was mine, but we were down to 2 men. The swamp fell silent once more, save for our labored breaths. As I stood there panting, the weight of our loss and the reality of our quest settled upon me. We had ventured into the heart of darkness, and it had claimed one of our own. But we could not turn back now. With heavy hearts, we pressed on, knowing that the true danger, Shrek himself, still awaited us. Inside the cabin, we found the place as empty and desolate as our hopes. Neither Shrek nor the princess was anywhere to be found. Suddenly, a massive shadow loomed over us, blotting out the light of the moon from the door behind. We turned, and there he was, Shrek, the ogre of nightmares. The tales had not done him justice. He was hideous beyond comprehension, a grotesque caricature of a creature. His skin was a sickly green, mottled with warts and scars, and his eyes burned with a malevolent glow. His massive frame filled the doorway, blocking any escape. In that moment, fear gave way to a desperate courage. With a battle cry, we charged, our swords raised. The ogre roared, a sound that shook the very foundations of the cabin, but we were undeterred. In a flurry of steel and fury, we fought, our blades finding their mark in the ogre's thick flesh. Life ebbed away from the monster. Exhausted and panting, we slumped to the floor, the adrenaline slowly fading from our veins. We had done it. We had killed Shrek. But our triumph was short-lived. A hideous, mocking laughter echoed from outside, chilling our blood. We stumbled out of the cabin, only to see Shrek, very much alive, standing atop a distant hill. His laughter was a taunt, a cruel reminder of our folly. Confusion set in. Where was Princess Fiona? A horrific realization dawned upon us. With trembling hands, we turned back to the fallen ogre inside the cabin. But it was no longer an ogre that lay there. Before our horrified eyes, the body transformed, shrinking and morphing into a much smaller, delicate form. It was Princess Fiona, dead. The swamp, with its shadows and secrets, had claimed yet another soul, leaving us with nothing but despair and the haunting laughter of the ogre in the distance.
Animated horror stories. The Midnight Station.